Hey, I just wanted to make a quick video on our English work that we've been doing. I think several of you have had a little bit of issues with the instructions. Yesterday, on Wednesday, on March 18th, you were supposed to do pages 140 through 143. And there's a couple of instructions that I can understand if maybe you had some trouble getting. Like on page 141 in Write B, on a notebook paper, write sentences using the identified nouns in Think A as verbs and the verbs as nouns. So I can understand, and a lot of times we just do this together in class and we explain things as we go. Obviously, we can't do that right now. So I wanted to just jump on here real quick and explain a few of these things for you. Most of you already finished that work, the work on page 140 through page 143. In case you were wondering, I believe there were, I should have counted them again. I don't have that off the top of my head. I think there were 25 common nouns on page 140 and 20 proper nouns. Anyway, let's go ahead and move on to what you're working on today. I'm going to try to get this video posted here in a little bit. Today is Thursday, March 19th, and so you should be doing pages 144 through 147. And I want to make sure you guys are understanding everything that you need to do. I think the first page, 144, Think A says, underline the subject in each of the following sentences and write in the verb or contraction that agrees with it in number. So first of all, make sure you're underlining the subject in each problem, okay? That's gonna help you understand which verb you're gonna be using. So in this case, sentence number 1, there blank many wells in Texas and Oklahoma. And then at the end in parentheses, you have two options. You're either gonna use is or are, okay? But you're only going to be able to determine that once you've identified the subject, which in this case is wells. You have a plural subject, so it has to agree with its verb. So in this case, there are many wells in Texas and Oklahoma. Let's jump down to number 5. Jingle Bells blank, my sister's favorite song. Again, you have the options is and are. Jingle Bells is the title of a song, and let's see the rule here. Titles of works of art, organization, and countries are usually singular even if they are in plural form, so don't let that throw you off. So here we see The Bells is a poem by Edgar Allan Poe. This is a perfect example of what we're dealing with here. So we have the song Jingle Bells. So even though it's in plural form, it has to agree correctly with its verb, okay? So it's not gonna be Jingle Bells are my sister's favorite Christmas song. It's Jingle Bells is my sister's favorite Christmas song, okay? So you're gonna work through all of these. Before you do any problem, make sure you read all the information above in the blue box. So here where it says subjects and verbs must agree, you have a lot of information here, and you have to read through that before you start trying to work out any of the problems. For page 145, at the top of page 145, you have Write B. On a notebook paper, write a sentence for each of the subject verb agreement rules on page 144. So the subject verb agreement rules, you should have 3 sentences, okay? So nouns that refer to amounts are usually singular. So they have an example sentence here. $4 is enough to buy a good sandwich, okay? You have to come up with your own sentence that follows this rule. Same thing for the second one. Titles of literary works, works of art, organizations, and countries are usually singular even if they are in plural form. So write a sentence using this rule. And then the following words are usually singular, although in plural form. And you have examples here. Mathematics, civics, measles, mumps, rickets, and news. So all of these words, so you have to write a sentence using that. So that's Write B. Then Think C. I think some of you may have some confusion with this, so I want to explain it real quick. Cross out the incorrect form in the parentheses. So you're used to underlining or circling the right one. In this case, you're crossing out the one that's not supposed to be used. So here we have the Bahamas, and you have the options is and are, a nice place to go on vacation, okay? In this case, the word that needs to be crossed out is are. So it'd be the Bahamas is a nice place to go on vacation, and that's following rule number 2. Titles of literary works, organizations, and countries are usually singular, even though they may have a plural form. So let's go on to number 2. $50 is or are too much to pay for those souvenirs. So the word that you should have crossed out here is are. And the correct way of reading this would be $50 is too much to pay for those souvenirs. And that is following rule number 1. Okay, and a perfect example, one more. Civics, you have the options is and are, a course that I will take next year. Okay, so you should have are crossed out, and is should be left alone. So make sure you're following the instructions. I want to make sure that doesn't confuse you. You're crossing out the word you're not supposed to use and leaving the word that is being used correctly in the sentence. In this case, civics is a course that I will take next year. And that follows rule number 3. The following words are usually singular, although plural in form. And civics is one of the words, okay? So I hope you understand that. Make sure you're reading your think back information. And let me see here. Oh, let me jump on here and do this one real quick. A complement is a sentence completer. It completes the meaning begun by the subject and a verb. And you're gonna read through this information and work through it. I'm gonna leave this video up here. If you have any questions about it, please go ahead and put a comment on the video. And if I see you're struggling with it, I'll try to make some more videos to help explain as you go through. Okay, thank you.